المعصوم. أما بعد أيها المسلمون رحمني الله وإياكم، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل. قال تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. Alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Lord of the worlds. As we heard in the khutbah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created his creations not to come and keep him company because he's lonely. He didn't create us for us to come and work for others to get money. I don't need our money. The purpose of our creation is to come and worship Allah. And Allah has put in place conditions for the acceptance of our ibadah. You can't just wake up and do ibadah anyhow you like, or because you see people do ibadah. No, Allah has put conditions. Allah will never accept any ibadah without sincerity. Number one, it has to be sincere solely for the sake of Allah. Khalisalullah. Wasawama ala shari'ati Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it also has to be in line with the Sharia of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anything other than this, Allah will not accept it. Allah said in the Quran, Illa anzalna ilayka al-kitaba bil-haqq. We, Allah, send down the Quran to you with truth. There's nothing in the Quran which is not true. Everything in the Quran, there's no doubt. Very sincere. And that's why we send the Quran to you. As such, فَعَبُدِ اللَّهَ مُخْلِصًا لَهُ الدِّينَ. So, worship Allah and worship Allah sincerely. Channel your deed and everything towards Allah. Don't do anything for anybody to praise you. Anything that you do for people to praise you, you don't get anything for Allah. Who could listen? Clean your niyyah, your intention. As we come to the Jummah, the Prophet ﷺ says, when you come to Jummah, Allah accepts your Jummah. From Jummah to Jummah, all that the sin that you committed, those small sins, Allah will wipe them away from you. And in another hadith, Allah said, the Prophet said, Allah will even increase some 3 days for you to clean all your sins. When Allah accepts your Jummah, from Jummah to Jummah, everything in between, as long as you stay away from the larger sins, Allah will wipe away all your sins for you. But the Jummah has to be solely for the sake of Allah. If you come to Jummah, you worship Allah as Allah has commanded you as a Muslim with sincerity, that's fine. But if you come for any other purpose other than this, Allah doesn't accept your Jummah. That's what it means. Allah lillahi dinul khalis. Allah doesn't accept anything other than something that you have done again with sincerity to Allah. My fellow brothers and sisters, today's khutbah I'm going to read a hadith that was received from one of the learned persons in Islamic world by the name Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abbas is like a cousin to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His father is an uncle to Prophet, and his mother, Lubaba, is also a sister to the wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you can imagine that. He has been with Prophet since he was young. You know, as mother of when he was born, as a baby, he was born to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Pray for him. He used to pour water on Prophet for him to make wudu, Ibn Abbas, radiallahu anhu. He used to pour water for, that's how close he is to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once he said, I poured water on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for him to make wudu. After the wudu, the Prophet said, stand close to me, stand by my side so we pray. According to some ulama, he stood by his side, but as soon as the Prophet said Allah Akbar, he withdrew back and stood behind Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. After Prophet finished, he said, why did I ask you to stand by me? Why did you stand behind me? Ibn Abbas said, you are too great for me to stand close to you. You are too great, I can't. So the Prophet lifted his hand up and prayed for him to Allah, for Allah to give him abundance of glory. So Allah accepted his prayer. So Ibn Abbas is one of the knowledgeable persons in the Islamic world. He said, كنت خلف رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يوما. Once I was behind Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم. فقال, and he said, يا غلام, oh you young man, إني أعلمك كلمات احفظ الله يحفظك احفظ الله تجد تجاهك إذا سألت فاسأل الله وإذا استعنت فاستعن بالله. From the end of the hadith. Oh young man, I'm going to teach you some kalimat. In another hadith, he said, you either work, you either abide by the kalima or teach somebody to work to abide by it. Number one, stay in the Allah's, stay in the Allah's boundaries. Okay? Do as much as you can to take care of your duties to Allah, and Allah will be with you. When you want to ask anything, ask Allah. When you want to ask for favor from Allah. Prophet teaching him, this hadith is a therapy. This hadith is a therapy for all Muslim brothers. It's the basis that Islam was built. It teaches you Iman, Tawheed, and all of that. When you want to ask anything, Allah is the only one that you have to ask. What's called that's Allah. When you want to ask Allah. When you want to ask any favor, anytime you make salat, a Muslim, no matter how lazy he is, he prays 5 times a day. Aside for the nafila he does 5 times a day, which means every day a Muslim prays 17 rak'ahs a day. And in each rak'ah you say, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Oh Allah, to thee do we worship and to thee do we seek assistance. So the Prophet said, whenever you need any assistance, seek assistance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, wa'alam, know that أن الأمة, the people of the world, لو اجتمعت على أن ينفعوك بشيء لن ينفعوك إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله لك. If all the people of the world come together to give you something of beneficial, that thing will never benefit you except Allah has already written that thing is going to benefit you that before it benefits you. Listen very carefully. If all the people come together to try to do you a favor, that favor you can never that favor unless Allah has already decreed for that favor to be for you. Likewise, when all the people of the world come together to do something to harm you, you will never be harmed unless Allah has already decreed for you to be harmed before you get harmed. So a Muslim that believes in this doesn't have any depression. Nobody can do anything with you without the knowledge of Allah. That's what it means. And what Prophet continued to say, Rufi'at al-Aqlam, the pen has already lifted out of the paper, which means, according to another hadith, the first thing that Allah created was pen, al-Qalam. And Allah said, Uktub ya Qalam, oh pen, write. And the pen said, what am I going to write? Oh my Lord. He said, write everything that's going to occur from now to the end of the world. So everything is there. Remember this ayah, this was the hadith, ما أصاب من مصيبة في الأرض ولا في السماء إلا في كتاب من قبل أن نبرأها إن ذلك على الله يسير. Nothing, no calamity befalls on earth, nor in your own self, unless it has already been decreed in Allah's book. Allah said, that is simple for me. Allah said, I've done that so that whenever you lose something, you don't grieve too much. Or you have something going in your favor, you don't have to be proud, to be arrogant. Allah said, that's already been decreed for that to happen. That's Islam. The hadith continues to say that وفي رواية الترمذي إفادة الله تجود أمامك تعرف إلى الله في الرحاب يعرفك في الشدة. Remember Allah, worship Allah while you have things going easy for you. You're working, you're making money, you are not sick. That time you remember Allah, because no condition is permanent. So that when something happens and things change, Allah will also be there for you. When things is going the right way, everything is going, some people forget Allah. They think they get it by their knowledge or by their strength. No. As we are, alhamdulillah, may Allah continue to bless America. Those of us who come from various parts of the world, when you send $100 back home, it's a lot of money. People pray for you, they pray for Allah to do, they are happy. Okay? So, and then when you go back home in some places, you know how they regard you. Alhamdulillah. So don't be swollen-headed. At that time, people worshiping Allah. Remember Allah. Allah is the one who made it possible for you to get that favor. So that when things change, no condition is permanent, my brothers and sisters. No condition is permanent. The days are going around. Today is for you, tomorrow is for somebody. There's a story that one wealthy person, he was wealthy, and one time he was about to eat his dinner with his wife, and a beggar came to his door. Who will give me food for the sake of Allah? The wife rose up to go and give the beggar the food. The husband yelled at her, "Where are you going? We are going to eat another." Because some people. So he came back. He continued eating. He ignored the beggar. As time goes on, this guy became poor. Everything went away. To cut the long story short, the wife, even the marriage, he divorced the wife. The wife, he divorced the wife. When something happened, and he divorced the wife. He became very poor, and this wife went and married another person. The person that she married happened to be also a rich person. Once they were eating with her new husband, a beggar came to the door. Who would give me food for the sake of Allah? The husband said, "Hurry up, go and give that beggar some food to eat." The wife went and fed the beggar and came back. She started crying. And the husband said, "Why are you crying?" He said, "I have a story still. That beggar that just came here was my former husband." La ilaha illallah. See how the world works? Today is for you, tomorrow is for somebody. So know Allah, worship Allah while you having it. So that when you are in hardship, Allah will come for you. That's what it means. And set the boundaries of Allah, worship Allah sincerely, meaning everything that Allah wants you to do, what Allah loves, that's what you want to do. What Allah doesn't, stay away from that. There's a hadith that was related, I think, by about I have it here. The Prophet said, when you leave something, when you want to do something and you know that's something that you want to do is Allah doesn't like it. It's haram. Even though you like it, but you stay away from that thing for the sake of Allah. The Prophet said Allah will tell you, Allah will give you better things than what you left for the sake of Allah. I hope you understand me. If you want to intend doing something bad, you say, I want to do but this thing Allah doesn't like. So you stay away from that. The Prophet said Allah will give you something better than that. According to a story, again, do that. Some ulama say do the term of prophet. Some ulama say no. Some do the term of the tabi'in. After this hadith, one of the Sahaba had this hadith, and not the Sahaba, it's part of the Ummah. So I mean, he's a robber. In the night he goes to steal and stuff like that. Once he wanted to steal from a wealthy lady's house. He jumped into the house, he saw all this kind of food stuff, and he said, he remembered the hadith. The Prophet said, when you intend to do something bad and you leave that something for Allah, Allah will give you better than that. He wanted the lady was sleeping, almost naked, very nice, beautiful woman, You could have raped them, excuse me, you can rape them, stuff like that. He remembered that Prophet Hadith and he stopped everything and then he went away. MashaAllah. So as the story goes, this woman came to Prophet Sallallahu and said, a robber came to my house last night. Somebody, entered my house and stuff like that. Luckily, he didn't do anything. So to anchor the story short, the Prophet said that he was a single woman. Any of you ready to marry this woman? That guy said, yes, I'm told the Prophet married the man to the woman. So that her wealth became his for halal at the bill. So that's how it goes. Whatever you live for sake of Allah, you're going to get it halal. Allah will give you better than that. That's what hadith goes. And also the Prophet says, Sayati Aqwam Yawm al-Qiyamah. Some people will come on the day of Qiyamah. They are Malik Jabal. They have what their good deeds is like mountains. But then, their good, their deeds will never benefit them. Because why? Because it's lacking. It's lacking the condition that Allah accept good deeds. As I started the follow-up by telling you that Allah has some conditions for accepting deeds. These people, the Prophet said, they came to Qiyamah, they have done sadaqah, they built the masjid, they took people to Mecca and everything. But then, they didn't do it sincerely for the sake of Allah, so that they will never benefit on the day of Qiyamah. So be very, very careful, my brothers and sisters. Whatever you're going to do it for the sake of Allah. Don't do it for people to praise you. When you do something for people to praise you, you have, that is useless. Don't get any from Allah. Say Abu Hurairah, there's a this we said. The Prophet said, Allah, there are three type of people that Allah will start punishing on the day of Qiyamah. The ulama, number one, the wealthy people, and those are those who are very strong. Those three people. Number one, the ulama. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask al-mu'allim, what do you do with the knowledge that I give you? Oh Allah, I make khutbah, I teach Quran. I say, yes, you did it, but you did it for people to praise you. You didn't do it for yourself. Allah said, take him and put him in Jahannam. A'udhu. And the wealthy man, what do you do with your riches? I build masjid, I build masajid, I take you to my brother. Yes, you did that, but you did that for people to praise you, so you don't get that. Allah said, put him in Jahannam. And then those healthy people, that the stronger people, what you do, I want the jihad. And yes, you did that for people to say you are strong. You didn't do it for my sake. Put in the Jahannam. So whatever you're doing, Allah is not watching, is watching your hearts. Innamal a'malu binniyat. Wa innamal likulli imrin ma nawa. Whatever you do it for the sake of Allah. As a matter of fact, in the day of Qiyamah, there's no shelter. You see how many miles, how many millions of miles this sun is? On the day of Qiyamah is going to come closer. And there's only one shelter. Allah will put some categories of people in his shelter. Out of those people who are going to be in Allah's shelter are those who give sadaqah with their right hand without their left hand knowing what they're doing. They give sadaqah secretly. The Sahaba, say now for instance, anytime after morning salat, he leaves the masjid. He doesn't come back until the sun comes up. So Sayyidina Umar was watching him. This Sahaba, he knew what Sayyidina Abubakar was doing, something good, but he didn't want people to know what he's doing. Unlike we now, this because of this what do you call it? How do you call this? Social media. People are putting themselves at risk. Anything you do, you put on social media, people to praise you. If you go back to Africa, you go back to your country, you go to visit your uncle, your grandfather, you video tape and put on social media for people to see that you have visited your uncle. And so what? Anything you do, you put a video, Facebook, Twitter, what do you call it? Those people that are praising, you think they're praising you because they like you? MashaAllah. Please, keep yourself low. Sayyidina Abubakar, whenever he goes there, Sayyidina Umar was watching him. So Sayyidina Abubakar shadowed him. he went and saw him coming out from the house. After he went out, saying, now, went to that house. He went and met an old lady. He asked, Islam alaikum, so what was this man coming to do? I see him coming, he said, yeah, every morning he comes to clean my house, cook for me, and eat before he leaves. Oh my God, he doesn't want anybody to know. Imagine this time, you will add a video to follow him, to see him cooking for the people. They put it in the social media, Allahu Akbar, people praising, then your head will be this. You don't get anything from Allah. And you people comment when you put something in the video or your Facebook, people comment, oh, mashallah. You think they like you? Mashallah. I said last week, I said people were laughing. It's not a laughing matter. Listen to this story. A mosquito gave birth to a child. Okay? The child, his maiden flight, the first maiden flight, the child went round and came back. And the mother asked him, how did people receive you? He said, oh, everybody liked me. And if there anywhere apart, people clap at me. The mother said, they are not clapping, they wanted to kill you. Yes, people laughing, giving you some. Hey, you think they like you? The only one that you do to get blessings for Allah. Please Allah, don't please people. People will praise you. In Islam, when you do something, some people will say, MashaAllah. In your heart, say, MashaAllah, la quwwata illa billah. You don't have the power to do anything. Allah gives the power. At the end of this hadith, the Prophet says, whatever misses you, that is not bound to have to get you. Whatever affects you, that thing will never miss you. This is a part of the hadith, it's a long hadith. Whatever misses you is not because you are smart, no. That is not designed to get you. Whatever happened to you, it's designed to get you. Remember Job 600, when it was attacked, that Job 600, I'm sorry, 9/11. Do you know somebody was in the 84th floor, he came out alive, and somebody on the first floor died? Right? So Allah, everything is destined by Allah. To have iman in Allah. That's the essence of the khutbah. It's a therapy. As a Muslim, you don't have, I'm depressed. Depressed for what? If you don't get something, that's not meant for you. If it's meant for you, nobody can stop it from getting to you. That is the khutbah. Have iman in Allah. Please Allah. Don't please your fellow man. That's the essence of the khutbah. Teach your children. Have fear of Allah. We are in a country which is not, may Allah continue to bless this country. But then, there are so many things going on which we have to be very careful about our children. You know, children, when a child is between 12 years and 13 years or 14 years, that's a dangerous age. We call it identity versus confusion. That's what we call that age, adolescent age. We call it identity versus confusion. The child is confused. You go to school, you see his peers, men, boys, guys hugging guys, girls hugging, kissing girls and stuff like that. He comes home, the father says he's a Muslim. Meanwhile, the father doesn't stay home to teach him Islam. So the boy is confused. Where is going? That's the time that you lose your child. So those of us who have children, please sacrifice for them. Every time I come to Hudba, anywhere I go to Hudba, I end my Hudba with this. Please sacrifice for the sake of your children. If you lose your child at this age, you will lose him forever. Have time. Teach him Islam. Instill Islam in him. I gave you an example. You leave your child to be watching TV and stuff like that. You know what happens? When you grow old, the child will never have the iman to take care of you. You don't have that iman. And the Quran says, you think they teach them that at school? No. In school, they teach them that when your father yells at you, come and the phone, you won't take you away from the father. So anything you do, something you do for the child, you call 911 on you. They don't teach him to respect his parents. I want to repeat this story. This guy pulled up at a gas station to fill up his tank. And the gas station attendant heard an old lady crying in the car. He went there and said, oh, mommy, why are you crying? She said, that's my child. He's taking me to nursing home. I don't want to go. I don't want, the lady was crying. I don't want to go nursing home. He's forcing me, taking me to go. That's what they do. They take their parents to the nursing home and then change their addresses. I work in the medical field. And change their address. Nobody contacts them. So whatever the parents believe I'm going to, because there's no iman. So the gas station attendant went to this guy and said, why? That's your mother. Your mother said he didn't want to take care, he didn't want to go to the nursing home. You know what he told the guy? He said, Olivia, when I was a child, she took me to babysitter. Look at what he said. No iman. He didn't care. Because they think when you die, they say, rest in peace. That's it. Rest in peace. Go and rest in peace. But a Muslim, you teach your child that whatever he does, there's consequences to it. You're gonna answer with Allah. Instill that in him. So that the child will grow up knowing that whatever actions he takes, he's gonna stand before Allah and account for it. Teach him from young, so that he grows. That's how our children, Allah bless our parents. They instill Islam in us. As a matter of fact, when we were growing, there was a book, I don't know in Nigeria, but in Ghana, there's a book, you could see they draw a kill with a large club that he hitting somebody in the grave. Now when you are a bad person, you put in the grave. So you get scared. Hey, if I don't do good when I go to the grave, the angel will hit me. So that is how our parents nurtured us. They instill the iman in us. Try to do that with your children. Instill Islam in them. Let them grow up into good Muslims. That's the best religion. That's the religion of Allah. Inna dina inda Allahi al-Islam. That's the religion Allah loves, that Allah accepts. So instill in this country, it's okay. You don't have to force religion, but teach them. When you teach them, I see brother, alhamdulillah, Allah bless you, brought his children to masjid. That's fine. That's not school. How many children you see here? Yeah, some of them are home on computer. The fathers don't care. And when the father goes home, he allows the child go to your room. The children go and sleep. And the child goes to the computer. He sees men kissing men, women kissing women, and moreover, the country has legalized weed. They say it's legal to smoke weed. That is what is going on. And you don't have time for a child. And you want your child to grow up to be a Muslim. When you die, you take somebody who will go and pray for you. That the child who will pray for you when you die, you're having instilled iman in him. So who's going to pray for you when you die? It's a question you have to ask yourself. You are not praying our prayers. May Allah forgive your parents. Anytime you pray, you make salat, you pray for parents. Because there's still iman in you. Do the same thing with your children, so that when you are not there, they also have the iman to pray for. May Allah continue to guide our children. May Allah make them good children. Also, inshallah, as you know, this masjid, after salat, people will go around, our brothers will go around to collect fisabilillah. And the Prophet says, when you build a house, the money for Allah, Allah will build a house for you in Jannah. You're going to get the Jannah, and Allah also built a house for you in Jannah. So inshallah, I'm going to draw the curtain down here. May Allah have continue to guide all of us. May Allah increase our iman. May Allah continue to bless this country and all those that have come from various parts of the world. May Allah make it easy for them to get their papers. Those who already have papers, may Allah put barakah in their papers. And those who have families, may Allah continue to unite the family and keep the shaitan away from every family. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as I'm speaking now, we have a large number of our kids in prison. I'm telling you, African kids in prisons. We have brothers who are working in prison. They say that a lot of guys in prison are African kids. Why? There's no guidance. As a matter of fact, there's some effort, Imam is part of the effort for us to have our own school. You see the Jews, our Jewish children don't go to public school. They have their own school. So we're trying to get our own school to nurture our children from primary to the other make it easy for us to achieve that goal. So inshallah, with your help, so inshallah, give free to Allah after the salat. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم ربنا هب لنا من ازواجنا وذرياتنا قرة اعين واجعلنا للمتقين اماما رب زدنا ولا تنقصنا رب زدنا ولا تنقصنا رب زدنا ولا تنقصنا اللهم ربنا لا تؤاخذنا ان نسينا اخطانا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله قوموا إلى صلاتكم.